All right.
Okay.
Anyway, let's see. We got next game will be Wodar and Turnout8. Two
Oof.
longtime players.
Two players who are really fun to watch, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd like to just kind of set up a little bit of stakes here as far as this match goes. Turnout Wodar at the time of playing this match needs to win 3 in a row to make gold finals. Anything less than wins will knock him down and out of contention for gold finals. So
That being said,
I'm a
the
little
games
bit
that he has
biased.
the games that he has to play are Turnout, gonna play now, and he is the favorite against Royal Flush, as his week 9, who he's a favorite against, and then playing Opie, which would be the winner goes through. Ty obviously goes to Opie in that situation.
Yes.
The
Uh,
biggest
so
problem
so
for Wodar in this situation, other than Opie's a good player, is Turnout did get a result on him last time they
Yeah,
played.
7-5 to Turnout last time they played. A really big result as far as gold standings went when it happened the first time. Wodar needs to beat Turnout here to have a chance.
And pick some bands.
Yep. All right. I got them ready here. Wodar, interestingly, he is often one to ban nothing. He is in fact banned ballroom.
Oh wow, that is very interesting. Wodar does not tend to do that.
And
He
Turnout, in
picked
fact,
Ballroom
is
again.
the one. Turnout, in fact, bans nothing.
This is, I would love to see
If Turnout picks
Turnout just
Balcony,
pick
you might
ball.
have it the longer round, buddy.
Yep.
The problem is that Wodar picks first, so I can't see Wodar picking anything but Balcony and Cletus. Tell me I'm right.
You are in fact right. Balcony is first map Wodar picks. And to continue our trend, unfortunately, we didn't get to this map in our last set. Courtyard is the second pick.
Yeah, good.
Every set
Yeah,
every match this tonight has had Courtyard picked.
yeah. Unfortunately, we didn't see it in the last set because Chucker just dominated
Unfortunately,
so hard.
Checker is a golden god and doesn't want us to see any courtyard
Yep.
play. It's fine.
Ooh. Anyway, the next pick out of Wodar is Tayen. Hopefully, we'll get there.
Yeah, that's not surprising at all. Out of the 3 venues Wodar picks, it's really just Balcony, Courtyard, and Tayen, and not in that order. It's in the order of Balcony, then Tayen, then Courtyard.
Yep. And then the final pick from Turnout, Aquarium.
These guys are stylish.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Anyway, let's get going here. Bring up the scoreboard and all that. And I am ready to go. You got good old Blink Twin, Turnout8.
Yeah,
Yeah, that looks right.
nothing too shenanigy here.
Yep.
We got real missions now, and
Go for it.
Turnout8 versus Wodar for this is a Dream Crush game for Turnout. If he can pull it off in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Or
Well, not
Dream
quite a
Crush
Dreamcast
set.
game. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Dreamcast set.
Yeah.
Starting pretty far away from our ST here, so it would not be a great flirt to start out with. However, against Wodar, there's always the consideration perhaps you just green BB and win.
Yeah, so the Wodar shot, so necessarily that you just hit a white die.
Wodar will
It's
always tell you that it's because someone's white with BBs. There's
it's
nothing else to
well,
consider.
it's often because someone else leaves. So when you get
Yeah,
a
okay.
green banana bread, you're making a you're making a choice based on the fact that everybody's in conversation. When you do a white banana bread and then 5 seconds later, within those 5 seconds, multiple people have left, it looks really awkward and nobody really chooses to do a green banana bread when people have just left the conversation. The timing doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I agree. However, Wodar would disagree heavily, surprisingly enough, as the main as the one the shot is named for, would tell you that it's just white BB. Stop trying to ascribe
Oh no, I mean
this.
I've watched hundreds of Wodar balcony games. There's good reason behind them. Not necessarily the right reason. He doesn't end up shooting these by every time, but he does have the best balcony, despite the fact that it's banned a lot against him.
Yeah, 30 seconds left on the clock. We only have 53% flirt, so not enough here.
Red test is
test,
not
baby! Not quite the
particularly
one you
good.
want, and I think
Wodar,
that.
wake up!
Wait, Wodar. Hold
Wodar!
on. Wodar.
Wodar! Wodar. Okay, Wodar making us going full Hodor here.
Now I
Uh,
see why the set was chosen for last.
Yeah.
So, question mark Wodar shot?
So
Question mark?
I'm thinking what happened here is he didn't see the cough, and so he figured the only person I couldn't have seen the cough on was already a highlight.
Mhm.
Like that logic makes sense to me.
And small man.
And also, yeah, I mean small man. I mean, I tried to imply that.
Yep.
Let's watch some more balcony, and maybe we'll get more shots on people who cough in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Or people who don't cough, for that matter.
Goodness sake. Okay. We got a nice spot next to our seduction target, and I'm assuming that we'll take it because Wardar is a sensible player who likes to get 51% flirts. Bit close, honestly. This is closer than you need to be for the 51.
And the end of red.
A nice green
Taking
contact,
the full
although we
conversation.
do get a low light on Alice for that.
Okay, 2 greens. Are we just gonna
2
3 green him?
greens is definitely just gross. If a 3 green on balcony is, I don't think I've ever seen a sniper win 3 greens
mean,
on
no.
balcony.
I have definitely seen it.
I've seen it. I've done it. It's just the problem is for three greens, it needs to be really obvious flirting, like something like they went to Windows late, sort of stuff. You're not gonna typically see a 3 green shot when they're just standing next to each other, timer flirting like this. It would need to be like the seduction target bailing out and being a real jerk, getting in briefcase and stuff to really be able to justify the shot because it's a lot if you just end up that's a
Absolutely. And
like
Woodar
for example
here
I
hits
could
the
have
white, unfortunately, does not hit the green.
yeah in this situation like Papa Danger could have 3 greens with us because we've been standing with us and he's talked multiple times at this point, so not a great path out, but it does the job and we should be able to go back into conversation and do the flirt. We don't need to be particularly close to Papa Danger, but
We
it's
don't need
going
to
to
be
be
close at all.
quite
Oh,
suspicious.
what?
This is a
mm,
vote our lowlights for that path sometimes, so I'm thinking he thinks it's less
I mean,
suspicious.
I suppose that it is kind of like pathing because
Interrupt,
Toby's
stop
there.
talk. He's shooting for the stop talk flirt here. Turnout doesn't seem that interested. Yeah.
All right, 1-1 then.
Yep. Stop talk on the balcony. Risky.
For
Could be
sure.
good, but
Stop
risky.
talks. Oh, at least if it's not warranted. A stop talk that is warranted by being interrupted is actually more AI-like than spy-like, in my opinion. But just an instant stop talk like that, very risky.
We got Turnout8 on orange dress. Sorry, OJ. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
That is.
What do you think her
Uh,
or what should it be? Assuming that all the characters get names uh in the future, like dossiers
her
and stuff.
actual name?
Yeah, what would orange
Oh
dress? Because
God,
orange is
I
not a
don't.
real name.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
We're
but like
casting balcony. There's nothing else
unfortunately,
to talk about. We got a 51% flirt. Full
un-
conversation. We're not
unfortunately,
taking.
I don't like have a good awareness of what would be a good like name for
I mean,
whatever.
well, Devi is her file name.
I don't think the file names are necessarily gonna stick
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
most. What's Tex's file name?
Uh, I do not remember.
I don't think it's Carlos.
Oh, Salvador.
Yeah, there
Ah,
we go.
yes, that seems right.
That's
That
a good name. I would be
that
happy
was
if
a
that's.
bug path, but no bug.
I would be happy if Salvador stuck. That's a good name.
I don't know. How do we stick on Carlos? You always wonder. This is gonna be a flirt. This is gonna be wow.
Oh my.
There's one low light in the
Wodar's.
game. Cast. And it's us. It, the big ask at this point is just a
Yeah.
general come
I
back
think
into
Carlos
conversation for us.
is because of Carlos Slim.
Oh yeah. Or Carlos Danger. We just need to hit a banana bread. White test would not be particularly helpful, but we're survive it. We also have the option to bug, though I can't
Probably
imagine that's the
contact
correct
before anything
choice.
happens here. White contact, and we do kind of interrupt at general here, so he does have the option to just leave, but he doesn't.
Yeah,
in the
but
red.
small man's talking. He ends his talk. Twin also did a weird little hand movement. We're gonna eat the
Oh,
highlight, but
but
we're not
it's
gonna
just a
end up
little bit too
talking
late,
again. You're
looks
not gonna be
like.
able to shoot us for a flirt.
Yeah. And Turnout8 at least splits balcony here, which is, definitely not
That's a
what
big
Wodar wants
ask.
to see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he didn't ban, so he's clearly comfortable. Balcony, and we do have another balcony games, by the way. Because we got Wodar's second balcony game, but if you can get ties on to even win balcony against Wodar, you've done more than you could possibly ask for.
Yeah,
Uh,
taking that out of his repertoire and splitting it with him is very strong.
okay, Wodar Alice is not like the most obvious balcony pick for me. And 3, 2, 1, playing it. I don't think he's choosing his party because there's just no small men and no small men on
Yeah,
balcony.
it's Wodar, if he's picking his own cast, should always pick Smallman on balcony because he does like to pick Smallman on balcony fairly often.
So Wodar yet again goes with the cross conversation, like in front of
And in the
someone
red.
path, and I don't like it. It doesn't make any sense in this situation. I don't think Turnout's necessarily gonna kill him for it, but he just needs to chill a bit. He's trying to be too clever potentially. The 34% flirt means we're not gonna have our green threes, 3 greens. Uh, yet again, we could just if it wasn't for the briefcase existing.
That was a possible bug, but Turnout was just kind of staring right at it, and Wodar wisely does not try to take it.
Okay. Gonna keep an eye on our seduction target. Maybe they'll sidle back up to us. No, they want to go as
No.
far away in the conversation as they can. That's annoying.
Now, something that's underrated on balcony is that you can easily get someone else shot. You could just wait and time out, and it doesn't matter, and just maybe panic bug if you really think you need to. But AIs get shot rather frequently on balcony.
I mean, that's almost like game plan one, uh, in some situations, especially if you don't hit early greens. We need to be a bit closer if we're gonna try and flirt here. If we leave and then come back, there's no space next to pop. Everybody else is leaving, but it's still not.
Heels might get shot here, though. He's talking pretty late here.
We're lining up a bug.
It's a
We are
bug.
taking the bug, and we are
I
taking
think
the
it's
shot.
seen. I
It's gonna be an
waiting for
overtime shot.
overtime. Looks like
Dance.
no
No dance.
dancing from here, and Turnout8 takes balcony 3-1 over.
There is an argument. I don't think it's a good argument, but there is. Or has not played much balcony this season because it's always banned.
Yeah, usually gets banned against him. Yeesh. In gold has been banning Tayen instead. Allowed it for Wodar when they played. However, did not go well for him there either. Um,
Confusing thing.
and
Turnout picked Wodar's map here.
yeah, this is Wodar's second pick if say Tayen is banned usually, or if Courtyard's banned, he'll pick Tayen. That's usually how it goes. But Turnout8 picking it for Wodar Courtyard. 4 games of that coming up
I've never
in
pinned
three.
Turnout as someone to prep games, so I think he's just picking his favorite map. Sorry, you want to do the countdown?
Yeah. And we'll go ahead on Courtyard in 3, 2, 1. And just like balcony,
Wait,
Courtyard
you
is.
cut out when you said playing it. I didn't know.
Oh, did
Start
I
over
just
again.
restart?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you went completely silent for a few seconds.
All right, my bad. All
I'll
right,
do it this time.
3. Fine.
I'll do it this time. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
You have been cutting out sometimes during your play, and it's pwned. Come on.
Yeah, but that's because I'm on Wi-Fi, because I'm dog sitting, and my dog is like being real lovely right now, and I'm casting girl. Stop.
Is she
But she just
being
wants to
cute?
she just wants to lick my face. We can bug here, by the way,
We
and
tried.
it's kind of
It
surprising
didn't
Turnout's
work.
not bugging, honestly.
No, you'll see that Turnout actually tried to make that bug work, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, but that's because he didn't do it until the ambassador wasn't. The circles were touched. Uh, this is not a terrible banana bread once the statue visitor comes into a conversation, assuming that they do. They don't though. So
No
one of the
progress
problems
yet.
with the one of the problems, especially with the new. Hey,
Banana bread.
wheels, calm down. We're doing a BB split into
Well,
shuffling into our own conversation
we
to
don't
get
even have
away from our
contact yet.
seduction target. This is a honestly that we're highlight is interesting. I think he was just doing it for the banana bread, but
Yeah,
choices.
it wasn't actually real, and it would be bad for Wodar to make those highlights despite it not actually being real, except that he's highlight the spy. So solid highlight. And something I like to point out, Wodar always loves these low courtyard angles, which is just I don't know, it irks me for some reason, even though there's no reason not to have a low courtyard angle.
So Turnout is renowned for particularly chaos. He really likes doing things at the beginning of the game, and we didn't get that opportunity in this game. The only opportunity that we could have taken was the bug, which didn't stick, and we didn't do a time match. Uh, Generally, I think there's a misunderstanding. A very aggressive player, when in reality, the turnout game. If he doesn't get the chaos, or even if he does get the chaos, he's not rushing necessarily.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
a shot for player.
I suppose, but like, I don't know. We
To be
we
fair,
didn't
so
we
we
were
did try and take a bug.
how could we ever
We did try and
have flirt paired though?
no. Well, we tried to take a bug too. We did statues. We did banana bread, but it was outside of competition because of the double agent. And we could have flirt if we had a few more greens.
No, we couldn't have hit two greens there because it was a
Was it just
cross
shot for
conversation.
was it just shot for quick talk then? Because I think
Yeah, the first flirt was ST coming to us across conversation.
maybe Wardrow's bad and doesn't know what flirting. I mean, the shot's correct. Like he did everything a spy does on courtyard. He just didn't have the completion
Yeah, I
with our
suppose.
foresight.
And that means that Wodar kind of brings it back a little bit. Remember, needs to win this match. A tie does not do it for Wodar. Wodar needs to win, cannot tie.
Okay, and Wardar is gonna be on El General in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Okay, and so eyeing down our twin seduction target. We are thirsty. He does a weird bounce, and I guarantee we're gonna stuff ourselves into this conversation because Wardar is absolutely eyeing him down, and he does.
And no, doesn't happen.
He
And now we're
pushes
gonna
him
go
off
briefcase.
briefcase. So instead of like having to pick up the briefcase, really is the seduction target away from. You can return that, Wardar. To. You don't need to stop and put that down. And he's still chasing it. He's still giving up because it's just nowhere right next to our seduction target to go.
Here comes a contact. It's gonna be a white test.
Banana
It's
bread.
not that bad. There's like one person out. However, there's not as many people in for real as you might prefer. Um, but it's not again not that bad. 51% flirt as well. Basically, we didn't have that much progress at the beginning of the game, but we just caught right back up.
With the pace that we've been playing, I'm kind of surprised that we didn't stop talk on this flirt. Wardar is just taking every choice that's offered to him. Uh, there is a conversation I had with Wodar when I played him, and he was like, "A good job understanding that I get more if I get behind or get tilted." And while I didn't know that, and Wodar then pointed out to me, it is something where if Wodar is getting really aggressive in one of his sets like this now, I'm feeling like maybe Wodar is feeling the pressure, and he lost balcony, which is about as much pressure as you can get on Wodar.
Yeah, we still need to pick up that one more fingerprint and a statue visit here. Perhaps a bug coming in? No
Didn't
bug.
take the walking bug, and I'm kind of surprised. That would have been Quite
With that
fruitful,
sniper
honestly.
angle, that would have been relatively clean, and might get credited with it anyways. However, we do push the ambassador off of his briefcase, so that might be what Wodar's actually aiming for.
Double briefcase on courtyard is approaching disrespectful. You're just saying, I really don't think that you are watching fingerprint at all. It's sometimes a necessity, but we're gonna instead start with our inspects and really hope that our ambassador touches something. We haven't eaten the highlight yet for whatever reason. Maybe during the shot. No shot and no highlight. Interesting.
Yeah, usually you see the highlights for statue visits on courtyard. However, turnout does not, even though definitely saw Wodar there, does not actually make it happen. And we get a green timeout here during the last 30 seconds of the game where there is a lot of weeping going on, and slow
Yeah, so
weeping is very
Warder's
noticeable.
pushing the issue here. He's gonna push the ambassador and then grab the briefcase for the fingerprint. And he did the time ad to make sure that he can finish on fingerprint instead of a different hardtail. He's done so many bug passing. Queen, quick pickup. That's rough.
Just
That
completely steals
fingerprint's
it from
just
him. But
gone.
she is a highlight.
That's convenient.
To
We come around the corner and we see the ambassador taking a drink. We still have the printable drink here, and Queen dies
Yeah,
for
and
her.
yeah, Queen dies for stealing our fingerprint anyways, and that means that Wodar's back in it, 3-3.
I'm just, I'm surprised. I didn't
Yeah, that's
realize
right.
that AI the briefcase so quickly.
Yeah, what will happen is their idol will finish, and then if they decide to path, they will be forced to pick up that briefcase. They'll stand there for a moment, and then they'll just turn and take it.
There just wasn't much of a moment though. It was really quick, and I think it surprised Wodar, and he still had a lot of outs there between the civilians potentially getting shot and did get shot, and Ambassador taking a drink, which was going to be fortunate. Matter. We are still in courtyard. We got turnout
Yeah,
right next to the
I was
ambassador.
just watching. I was curious to see if it was more than 10 seconds since the briefcase pickup. But I think the green time had actually helped Water there because it was harder. It would have been harder for turnout to count in 10 seconds.
Oh yeah, without the green time, we 100% run out of time or have to bug.
Yeah.
The turnout, as I said, loves doing things early in the game, and we are starting right next to the ambassador and right next to the windows. I think it's pretty likely we're going to see something to prep that. So let's get this started in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And take control a little bit late for that bug to come off. Nothing happens for turnout here. It is a green test timeout immediately though.
When you say nothing happens, I mean it's turnout. Are we going to bug too? We are going to bug too.
Yeah, that's a bug, and it looks like it was seen from Wodar, and that's just going to be a shot.
This is classic turnout. This,
We end the game with a bug done and
I
a
learned
time ad on the board.
that these are options, and I learned that they should be done with has no respect. He takes one and then he takes the other, and then in
Yeah.
this case he takes the
Well,
shot.
I feel like this could be one of those things where like laser lag was at play. You can see the lasers kind of going around the corner there. There's a decent chance that it was further back in his view at the time of the bug, but that's just one of those things you got to be aware of on Courtyard 2 is uh, the laser's never quite where you think it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that means Wodar is now up 4-3 in the driver's seat where he wants to be, but needs to take a spy one on Courtyard if he wants to keep.
I feel like picking courtyard against Wodar has really been the issue here. It's just a map that he's very comfortable on. We got Rocker here as the spy in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Also had our eyes on Ambassador and also no bug. At least immediately. Weird little turnaround. I'm not sure what the intent is here. Most likely thing would be maybe trying to get the early purloin, but it doesn't work because we have the drink in hand. Warner's hitting a lot of greens. He's got the lead now, and mechanically, uh, it's easier to keep a lead if you just continue to hit greens, particularly things like
in the red.
green flirts and green purloins.
Yeah, pretty good progress for this early in the game. However, it's just courtyard, right? This progress is always going to happen. You need to find that hardtail, and now getting highlight for a real contact.
Unfortunate. Good good sniping. Reading the party and making the conscious decision. There hasn't been that many people at statues. So now anybody who is statues is going to be suspicious. A couple of our highlights are splitting out, but they're not going to statues yet. And
Two quick
Wodar
flirts here from Wodar, and when you get
and spec swap.
flirts that early, yeah, that's the kind of thing that comes to my mind when you get flirts done that early and you're done with everything like that. You might just want to go inspect swap. It's just under 2 minutes left. Would the sniper expect a swap already?
Yeah, the biggest problem with inspect is there just hasn't been very much statue activity. Uh, there's nobody that you can like misremember was at that statue prior, and nobody you can frame. And
I just think that the strength of it at this point in the game is that the sniper's not really looking as much for the swap because it's not that late in the game.
this
They're
is a
not
good pro
really
one if you
ready
green
for
it, by
someone
the
to be.
way. And he doesn't take it. Um,
Interesting turnouts, low loading guests that go to statues twice. And here is that green swap that I was talking about. Not getting the second inspect
C put
yet. There we
down.
go.
It's good. It's good. It's gonna come down. So there's three situations that can happen here, right? It's highlight goes to statue, and it likely gets watched. A neutral light goes to statue, and we are more suspicious. Or a low light goes to statue, and it might get missed entirely. Or if it doesn't get missed, we die. You're
Right.
not liable to shoot the low light. We'll see what happens. If it's someone who's close summoned,
That's a
there's a lot of
bug
highlights, and it looks like it's
path.
queen.
And we're
This
kind
could be.
of
This could. This
chasing the
could.
ambassador here a little bit to well, we were chasing the ambassador. Turn out staring down this swap, and unfortunately for Wodar, not going to be able to make that lead stick.
Yes.
And I was kind of commending Wodar there a little bit for sitting next to the ambassador, making Turnout8 look at something other than that swap. However, the ambassador got run away right as the swap was about to happen, and Turnout8 was just able to stare it down.
So the situation that happened was a highlight went to statue, and the problem with highlights going to statue, absolutely forced to watch the fade because green swaps and white swaps have different fades, and that's exactly what has two people who he already had highlight and being quite suspicious from my passive reading of the game, and so he just watches the fade and doesn't flub. He gets the correct reading and finds Wodar, takes a shot,
Yeah,
and it puts us on Tan. We're choosing all the maps that Wodar likes, but this is Wodar's
Tayan,
pick
and it's 4-4. And Wodar again needs to break free of this deadlock with Turnout8 right now.
because he needs a win. A tie is not enough
Yeah,
for Wodar.
exactly.
And for Turnout, this is Dream Crush. This is there's not much like this could be the difference between fifth and sixth, and that is actually a big deal because
I'm
that
pretty
puts him
sure
in.
Turnout8 already has fifth locked up over Royal
Yeah,
Flush at this point. But perhaps not. I'm not sure
if
exactly
Royal
what the
Flush is
standings
one
look like.
out and he lost everything, I think there might be some ground.
Yeah,
Uh, just wants any point. It's at minimum nice to have and be able to say, yeah, I Wodar for the win and a tie or two wins potentially. That would be a big deal. And let's watch Dan with mom in 3, 2, 1, planet. Bug? Bug. Good
bug,
try.
but it doesn't land.
So if the bug is suspected, you've just done bug in the middle statue. No, press the swap button if he wants to, and I don't actually hate the really early swap on Tayan, as long as you green it,
Yeah, but we
because
wouldn't have had enough time to do the action test without 3 cycling, and that's a little bit too risky for Turnout. Uh, oh,
that's
that's awkward.
honestly, if he just stood there, it would have looked like the bug where the AI looks like they're in conversation. You
Oh,
wouldn't have any
perhaps,
animation.
yeah.
You wouldn't have any animation,
But
which
that's hard to
is
see from way back there, right?
it would have been such a weird play to choose that I don't think anybody in their right mind would do it. And Turnout, while I wouldn't call him conservative in any sense, has the good sense not to play silly mind games.
Yeah, 47% flirt here. We are one of the early highlights for Wodar. We did make a timeout happen, so there's a little bit more time. I don't think it was caught, but we do see a couple of low light. Actually, just one low light. It's wheels.
Yeah, so I mean, small man always a threat. We got Red Dress, who's a highlight end at the back of the party, which is always
Green
a
and red.
pain. Everybody's
That's a really
the
nice contact.
the only split was the SDA, but I think it was right after and not right before that we did see Wodar make a misunderstanding of that previously. Turnout gets beat up trying to go.
That's a bug.
That's not a healthy bug, but
That's a
it's
bug that
behind the
actually
Choji.
looked okay, but it's going to be highly suspected from Wodar here.
So if we take it's a rush. If we try and flirt, uh, then it's not a rush, and we just have a fingerprint in pocket.
Are we
It's a
obligated to
rush.
take this briefcase?
We are 100% are, by the way. It's difficult.
It's oh no, it's difficult. You don't expect that to be difficult, actually.
Ah,
You do not expect that briefcase to be difficult because it's right next to where the ambassador was just a moment ago. So
we're not in
um,
conversation, by the way.
it's probably fine. We look like we're in
Yeah,
conversation. We
but
don't
we
have
can't
any
flirt. We can't
animations.
flirt because we're not in the conversation.
That's true. It's probably fine still. We're not gonna die for it or anything.
Turnout's pathing and ability to hit pads has just been really painful. It doesn't look like particularly spy-like. All of these actually like have a really good redirect. And the stutter didn't look like awful, but it's just you gotta be frustrated. It's like,
Well,
come on,
that's
just
that
let me in. That this is bad.
that
That
that.
that never
I
looks
feel
good.
like we gotta be dead for that, right?
But then the STL was good.
And now he's
Oh,
chasing.
wonderful.
Are we just doing another briefcase? Are we just? It's a bit close, honestly.
Going right back to center
Yeah.
statues, and yeah, here's the shot for it.
It's so painful because we really had that game in the palm of our hands, either with the difficult fingerprint briefcase, did it because we didn't get shot, or just a bit clean, a bit flirt. Just, even if the section target had stayed in conversation, we could have gotten the majority. It's really unfortunate, and Wardar being being gold player and being good doesn't let so many mistakes happen that he doesn't punish it.
Yeah, and now we got Wodar on Twin trying to get that tie at least, but again, tie's not enough. But this win would springboard him into position to perhaps take the win on Aquarium, but needs this right now. Interestingly enough, Smallman is the ST. Wardar making sure that Smallman is a suspect, no matter what.
Cool. In 3, 2, 1. Yeah, there is a couple options. Oh goodness, we're doing
It's
turnout.
just a white test time, Matt. And someone was actually going to come out and flirt with us, but we don't stay there long enough to pick up the flirt with our friendly ST. I don't think there's any noticing of this time ad here from Turnout.
Yeah, timeouts are one of those things where it's going to be hard to tell as a spy or as
Oh
a
no.
caster.
Oh
Small
no,
man,
Smallman
middle
goes to center
statues.
statues.
So, now that I probably don't have to play TN anymore this season, my favorite thing to do would be go and swap the statue after Small Man, especially because it's Small Man. He does also do the 2 cycles as far as I can tell, and goes back to statues. It just looks so suspicious. He did the
Yeah,
little stutter step, the same statue. Wodar hasn't done any mission completion, and he might just be committing to doing nothing. Um, but if you're ever gonna frame someone, you've been given a
I mean, if you're going to do nothing against anybody, that nothing against Turnout 8 is probably one of the stronger options. Turnout 8 does have a pretty high civilian shot rate, and this is Tayen especially.
Smallman even going pretty close to the ambassador there. We got suspects. He's not the only highlight. We do also have
Banana
Twin and
bread.
Alice, and this banana
It's
bread.
not a real contact for Smallman though.
Yeah, it was at statues. It's not brilliant.
This spot in
Um,
conversation's a little bit awkward.
yeah, it's. I think Taft is actually pretty far in. I think this might actually be legitimate, even if it is
Now
a bit
let's
wrong.
see if Wodar recognizes that Smallman didn't actually have a real contact because the double agent joined his conversation right afterwards.
Yeah, that's true. It's hard logic to necessarily catch, but it is true. There definitely wasn't because the DA and the SDA can never be in the same conversation. Warrior's done a
Yeah,
lot of timer flirts this set.
or not really much progress, especially for Tayen. Tayen is one of those venues where you can get a lot done pretty quickly, and just having a contact and a little bit of a flirt, really not much. However, as I said, a lot done really quickly, so I wouldn't be surprised if Wardar is able to do something very quickly right at the end and finish it.
We're gonna end up seeing here 68% flirt. We could be double dipping, but microfilm with no shoji cover doesn't most optimal thing to be doing on Tan when you have so many good options. Uh, Another banana bread would be very frame, like the twin and the small man, and a lot of the party would gain banana bread that they may not be credited for yet. Fingerprintable statue is middle is a thing that we're getting quite late. You would probably want to time out if that's going to be your game, because fingerprints are hard to do super late.
We do finish off the flirt here. Looks like we might be going for a bug.
This is
No,
not a legal briefcase. This is so close
it's
to the
not.
ambassador.
It's not, but it's very
But
hard to see. That's the
the game
thing. So we
the
just
game
put
plan
it
is
down
obvious
immediately.
now. You go to the middle statue. Now we do need to hit some green tests. The fingerprint when swap. That is a swap.
That's
I
a green test, right?
It was a green test, so we're not gonna just die for the swap. Uh,
The question is,
ability.
do we die
He
for
hit
this
so many
fingerprint?
greens. He hit so many greens. The
Turnouts
lasers.
considering the shot. You can see it. Here
Wow.
comes the shot. And
So
turnout keeps it even.
we avoid doing more than 2 cycles because we hit every green inspect. We still got the fingerprint, despite the fact that we did the green swap. Wodar
Problem there is
clutches it out.
it's just even if you think that turnouts missed the fingerprints, it's so late on Tayen, and getting those center statues so late on Tayen can be just death in itself. And turnout takes the shot, and we go to 5-5. Wodar needs to win 2 in a row, or else he's locked out of gold
On
final.
Sharkland. Yeah, it's just Wodar was so clutch there. And then Turnout goes, you know who can be clutch? Mr. 8. I assume 8 is
Mister.
his last name. Uh, we got
Okay.
Mr. Yeah, Disney's his last name. Walt. We got Walt here, and we got some sharks, and Turnout. Any when he gets to the point, but more importantly, crush Wodar's dreams and hopes.
And enlighten my dreams and hopes.
Oh yeah, and it really
because
benefits
because
you.
I didn't really bring this up, but I'm the one jostling with Wodar for gold finals with this setup.
Okay,
I'm a little
let's
bit biased. Go
let's see if
Turnout.
Turnout can ruin someone's day. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. Turnout does a turnout. He does a quick turnaround. He's gonna go for the quick swap, I assume.
Yeah, looks like we do have shark cover here, so there's just no way Wodar could know for sure this is a swap. You have to credit this.
So the two options, because the shark, bottom shark or top shark, you can generally
Oh
see
wow, that
one of
path.
the pairs of statues before the shark blocks. It's really hard to see both of the top right and bottom left statues before one of them gets blocked,
Yeah, for
and that's
sure.
really not the most easiest way to remember because you're going across the party in a zigzag if you're doing that.
And that's
Turnout is
3 quick
rushing.
missions. Yeah, three
Two.
quick missions. Looks like we're gonna try to get a flirt here.
It's two missions,
34%,
right?
so no 2 greens.
We got swap. We got.
Did I say three?
You said
Did
three,
did I say
but
three?
you did. But
Okay, 2 missions. I'm sorry.
let's see what we got. We're just gonna watch the shark, and we're gonna look at the party. And banana bread's not looking bad. It will be unfortunate because the selection or the SDA is out at the bar for the moment. Instead,
Entering
we're
into
going
a
to
useless conversation.
useless is harsh. Uh, Against Wodar, you not want to be flirting too obviously, because he is capable of shooting you,
Oh,
and it is also
fingerprints.
prepping a briefcase.
Yeah, looks like we're just gonna go with fingerprints here as a finishing strategy from Turnout. Nice little briefcase return here. Clearly not bugging from Wodar's angle. We can definitely make sure that he knows it's not actually a bug. 68% on the flirt with the shark, so we can just stop talk immediately. And here comes the contact. And this is a gross contact as far as aquarium goes. There's so many people in. There's so many highlights in for this reel.
Yes. So this is the
I don't think we finished. We
you
actually do finish
like
with fingerprints.
you have to assume that a swap was a potential from Disney, and it's really we're getting to a mind game. For example, Wodar could be waiting now that he's done one fingerprint for the second fingerprint.
Yeah,
The other biggest problem, and this is very much in Wodar's wheelhouse, is if we go up and do another close flirt with Orange Dress, we could die. It
that's
is a
true.
legitimate concern, and it's not true against most players, but it is true against Wodar.
We are waiting here, just kind of sitting in this conversation for a long time. Talking when the conversation tells us to. And now we're gonna head over to the ST, and this is like the moment of truth here. Wodar needs to shoot on this top. Here it comes. 10 seconds. And it doesn't look like there's any shot coming off. The shark's gonna cover us up in a moment, so that needs to happen now. And Turnout8 has broken Wodar's heart, has locked in the finals by securing at least a draw off of Wodar.
And I mean, to be clear, Yi Shopi is a good final. We'll all enjoy it. I'm sure you'll enjoy it until you lose like
I
9-2 or something.
no, I plan on winning 9-0. It's fine.
No, I know that sounds great. Um, but this is really defining what our season because he's now has a losing record against Turnout. And this is because the Wodar story prior to this season is Wodar having really good records. He beat you, for example, I believe, or definitely beat Lazy Bear.
Yeah, beat me week one.
Beat Lazy Bear, but then a player who's not competing for the very top takes him out of contention. It used to be
Yeah,
Teetery. It's a different team now. Turnout spoiling Wodar's day. We get one more game, and it's Aquarium, so it's gonna be enjoyable no matter what happens, because the shark is a funny boy.
and at this
And we go.
point, what Wodar's playing for is trying to get as many points to scrounge up and avoid getting fourth place, because fourth place is one of the spots in gold where you are entered automatically into the tournament of position where you could get demoted.
And he's competing against Lazy Bear in this
Yeah,
situation. Lazy
Lazy
Bear,
Bear
yeah,
wants Wodar to lose this game essentially.
yeah. This matters, and it matters a lot because the tournament position is absolutely going to be loaded. Uh,
For sure.
like players like we saw like Ryu and Pox who just played really good on both sides are the sort of players who might not even make the tournament position because other players are doing better than them in bronze. Like that's how absurd it is. So let's finish this up. Wodar, Aquarium, going as Taft in 3, 2, 1, playing it. OP, who has the best mustache in Spy Party?
I mean, Taft, right?
No, it's Damon.
Does Damon have a mustache?
No, but he could definitely grow the best mustache.
Okay, okay. Green
So
test timeout in the back here from Wodar.
this is
Oh,
Lazy
this is,
Bear day one strats. So
yeah,
Taft
this
is
is,
really hard to see back here because his coat matches the color of the wall pillar. Um, and now we're doing at this point five. Is it
this is a
ever going to
lot of,
stop?
I don't know if it'll ever gonna stop. I wouldn't be surprised if Wodar just stays here for the rest of the game and waits
Red
for a
time ad.
Misha.
That's not good.
Okay, that's a red time ad. Maybe Turnout will look up at the clock and realize there's 5 minutes 40 seconds left on the clock right now. The
And
time ads
8
have stopped for the
minutes.
moment.
Okay, we're back.
Nope, we're back. Yeah.
So now that's not gonna happen because I'm not doing it in the final. So there's two places to hide in this map. You can hide back here, and Taft is the best.
So we actually
Um,
leave our little nook. We don't just stay here for the entirety of 9 minutes,
I mean,
which
do
I'm
we
yeah.
rush
which I'm
now? Is that the
surprised by.
strat? Is
Hey, Laser,
No,
go
no.
away. Laser.
we add 8 minutes and then we rush?
Well, we added 4 minutes to be fair.
Yeah.
So I've played really long games against Wodar. Uh, we played some really stupid overtime rules back in cut, cut the cake overtime. Uh, I don't see any reason why he's going to do anything other than just take what's given to him. In this case, a 31% flirt.
Yeah, and
I assume he'll take the
again,
bug if the shark blocks it, but we're going to kick the ambassador out before that happens.
I mentioned earlier that doing nothing against Turnout8 is better than against most because Turnout does have um, a high Civ shot rate, and that's just in normal games. With over 8 minutes on the clock, there's so much time for civs to get shot. And one of the things that I'd like to point out, if you ever see 8 minutes on Aquarium that you didn't know got time added, and you just look up and you're just like, oh my god, there's a lot of time right now. There are two characters it could be. It could be Taft or it could be Smallman. Those are the two. If you shoot one of
Smallman
those
is
two,
pilot.
you're probably right. Because Smallman's time add is extremely quick and Taft blends in.
We're gonna get middle shark with
Alice
ambassador in
might
the
blend
middle of
in
the
pretty
party
well also.
relatively soon.
Alice is a little bit of a different shade of brown, but she might blend in pretty well.
Wodar delegated to Boots, but Boots has a book and she really what Wodar's wants and needs. That
I don't know what this replay of the sniper camera is doing right now, but it's just zooming in right onto Irish and literally nobody else.
okay. Boots is gonna try and purloin.
And the end of
Banana
bread.
bread comes off. Uh, for doing a bunch of time ads, this is getting pretty rushy. The purloin does expire though.
I'm not sure what Turnout was doing there. Just did not want to watch any of the party for a bit at all. We do get to pick up a highlight for the quick leave after banana bread. It seems.
The quick leaves after banana bread have been actually just I think across all of our games, and if this highlight's just a very good highlight, spies love doing that. Like not necessarily the split, but leaving say 5-10 seconds later.
Yeah,
Now
we
that
still got,
the conversation becomes useless.
and we do have 2 missions done with a fingerprint kind of on the way here. No bug for this right now. There's kind of wide open for Turnout to look at, so no bug. However, still 6 minutes left. We've got over 2 minutes more than the usual. We do delegate to someone again who has a book, and they don't actually even go to the bookcase. They just kind of go right into this conversation over here. I'm not sure what. Okay, they leave. I think I've decided. Disney's
Yeah, so
here.
this is the second delegate that we've done to someone with a book, and
Oh,
Turnout does not appreciate the quick put in.
yeah, and Turnout just is not a, yeah does not like that quick put in, and takes the shot on Disney, which is the miss shot, with still a 5.5 minutes left on the clock. So
I
I
mean,
don't think there was
we
any
were actually
way.
completing missions though. There, like we had 2.5 missions done.
I just don't think there was any way that Wooder actually loses that game after getting away with that many times.
All right. Well. Anyway, with that, Wodar gets a point. Unfortunately, 1 point short of what he needed to get into the finals. But
Well, he would have needed more points then. He would have had to beat both Royal Flush and myself afterwards, but this just locks him out of it.
yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that would have been easy though. Right?
In regards to the
Sure.
tournament of position, Wodar and Lazy Bear then do have games left. I believe you've actually formally played your game against Wodar.
Yes.
Can we spoil that? Can we just point out the standings
I
at this
it's
point?
not gonna be cast, and it's a past week. So
Yeah. So what ends up happening? Wodar does also end up losing to OP. And with the way the results show, it's gonna be Wodar in 4th place in gold. Turnout getting 5th and quite comfortably with his 3 points against Wodar. And so they're gonna be our tournament position representatives for gold.
And unfortunately, Royal Flush at the bottom of gold will get an auto demotion into silver.
And then we'll get Yeesh and Opie as our final. Obviously Yeesh coming off as a favorite because the only scar he has was 1 draw. That being said,
That
that
being said,
draw
it was
against you,
me.
Opie. So,
Yeah.
and I just downloaded that game because I'm dumb. Beyond that, I mean, it's going to be against the bottom of Platinum for whoever loses that set, and I think it's safe to say that while Bananas had good results, ties against me, and Scallions had good results, and they've gotten wins and stuff. Whoever comes out gold is liable to we might in Platinum in the future. So.